Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football as and when it happens. Now hit that subscribe button before getting today's video so we can hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and that you are following us on Twitter and on Instagram as well, so you get the news as and when it happens. So we're back to league action this weekend here in England after a weekend of County Cup action, and whilst the County Cup was good, we have some tasty looking fixtures to look forward to here in England. So let's crack on. So Saturday can be seen as the title challengers day, as we have the top three all playing on Saturday. We have Manchester United playing first at 12:30 against Aston Villa. We then have Arsenal taking on Everton at 2 o'clock, and then Chelsea visit Leicester City at 3 p.m. So let's have a look into those games this weekend. Now, obviously Manchester United coming to this weekend's game having lost to Chelsea as their sole game this season. However, they have been in fantastic form this season under Mark Skinner, obviously winning against Arsenal the last time they played 3-2 with two late goals, one from Millie Turner and Alessia Russo. Now I'm recording this on the Thursday, but there has been no injury concern for Manchester United, so they have a full fit squad available for selection. Obviously Aston Villa this past weekend were able to welcome back Ruesha Littlejohn and Hannah Hampton after their long absences. Ruesha Littlejohn out injured for the past 3 months, whilst Hannah Hampton has missed about the last 8 or 9 games for Aston Villa, so it's good to see them both back on the pitch. So it's going to be a very interesting game this time. Last time they played each other was back in April, where the game finished 0-0, but obviously Manchester United are the more victorious side, having won the other 3 times that they have met in the WSL, so you would say Manchester United are heavy favourites going into this one. Now we have a look at the next one, which is Arsenal versus Everton. Now Arsenal obviously have a big worry concern. They will be still obviously without Beth Mead for an extended period of time due to her ACL injury. We still don't know the full updates from Leah Williamson and Raffaelli's injuries. We don't know whether Lena Hurtig will be back. So it's going to be a very interesting lineup for Arsenal and how they play this one, but I would still expect them to be strong favourites even without them players. Obviously one bit of team news we definitely know regarding Everton is that Gio Queiroz will not be able to play as she is on loan from Arsenal. So if last season was to go by anything, then it should be Arsenal's fixture, as they won both the games last season 3-0, so it should be an Arsenal win. However, I expect it to be a lot closer, because last season's Everton to this season's Everton look completely different. Obviously new manager and new signings have helped that way, but they definitely look light and day difference compared to last season. And then the final game is obviously Chelsea versus Leicester at the King Power Stadium on Saturday. Chelsea obviously coming to this looking phenomenal. Emma Hayes obviously been back on the sideline as they won 3-0 last time out against Tottenham Hotspur when they last played, whilst Leicester City are still searching for their first point of the season, and unfortunately I don't think that will be coming this weekend for Willie Kirk's side. I'm expecting another heavy drubbing for them. Obviously after this weekend's fixtures there's one more WSL weekend fixtures on the 11th of December for Leicester to get any points this half of the season, otherwise it could be a long 2023 for them. And then on to Sunday's games, we have the other 3 games. So at 12:30 Reading versus Tottenham, at 2 o'clock is Liverpool West Ham and Manchester City versus Brighton. So Saturday obviously takes the key looking at the fixtures here in England, whilst we have some great fixtures elsewhere. So let's have a look at the fixtures elsewhere this weekend coming up. On Friday evening, Bayern Munich travel to Hoffenheim in the Frauen Bundesliga, whilst Wolfsburg play Eintracht Frankfurt on Saturday, which should be an absolute classic game between the two sides. Obviously Eintracht Frankfurt are in second place, whilst Wolfsburg occupy first place with a 4-point difference between the two sides, so that should be a really good game there in Germany. Over in Spain, Barcelona host Real Sociedad on Saturday morning, whilst Real Madrid travel to Levante, and then on Sunday Atletico Madrid travel to Valencia, so there's some good tasty fixtures there in Spain as well. The one game in France on Friday sees Montpellier play Fleury, and then on Sunday Paris FC play Paris Saint-Germain, so the battle of the Paris-based teams, and then a little earlier on Saturday afternoon Lyon play Dijon, so some good games there. And then in the Vrouwen Eredivisie, so obviously over in the Netherlands, 3 games taking place on Friday evening. 4 games taking place. We have Feyenoord versus FC20, Fortuna Sittard versus Telstar, Ajax versus PSV, VV Alkmaar versus Den Haag, and then the final game will take place on Sunday between Excelsior versus PSV. Obviously FC20 have been dealt with a couple of injuries this past week. Kelly van Doren injured and will miss the rest of the season, and same with Ella Podemers as well. So big news coming out of FC20 that they have 2 big players missing for the rest of the season. And then finally over in Italy, we have 2 games on Saturday with the rest taking place on Sunday, and the 2 games to look out forward to this weekend in Italy is Inter Milan versus Juve on Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday afternoon AC Milan versus Roma. There should be 2 absolutely cracking games this weekend. So they are all the fixtures taking place across the big leagues this weekend. Some news that has came out, obviously today being Thursday, Bayern Munich have confirmed the signing of Tuva Hansen from SK Brankevina on a 3-year deal, so that's a very good signing for Bayern Munich. Now, it's been rumoured for a couple of weeks that she would be joining them, however it has now been confirmed. And over in Ireland as well, it's been confirmed that the female players will be offered professional contracts for the first time in their careers, and they'll be in line with the men's in terms of how they'll be able to get paid as well. So that's absolutely fantastic. And then earlier on this week saw the 3rd round of the FA Cup draw take place. Obviously this past weekend was the 2nd round draw, where we saw 4th tier side Newcastle United put on a phenomenal attendance record for a game outside of the final in the FA Cup. So this 3rd round sees teams from the Championship enter, and they will be taking place next weekend before in the new year Barclays WSL sides will be joining in. So that is all the news and stories. We'll be back with the recap on Monday to look back at all the fixtures and talking points from this past weekend, and obviously any breaking news comes out. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel with post notification bell turned on, and that you are following us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories as and when it happens. Until next time, we'll see you soon.